everything that goes into having a baby just feels like an uphill battle, and I'm just dreading it. I'm dreading it.
What's up, Aaron? How we doing?
Hi, Dr. John. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So my question is, how do I look forward to having kids? So more specifically, I'm 26. I've been married for about 3.5 years. And I've watched my friends, lots of my friends, have their first and second babies, and it just does not look fun.
Yes, and I guess what I would say, like, out of the gate, I would say fun can't be your metric for life. If you're asking the question, is this fun? You're never gonna go through hard times in the gym that get you stronger. If your questions are, is this fun? You're never gonna mine the depths of your marriage, because the only way you get to the other side where you feel tethered and united with a person is you'll have to go through hell together. And so I think until you shift your metric, it doesn't look fun. I mean, just look at it on paper. It's a bad algorithm. It's going to cost you money. It's going to blow your marriage up for a while. Yeah. It's going to change your sex life. I mean, it's going to change all the stuff.
That's just what I don't like. I mean, looking at my situation specifically, like, I have overbearing in-laws. I've battled insecurities with my body all my life. I just graduated with my master's, and I'm just so excited for my career. And like you said, it's a terrible investment. And just everything that goes into having a baby just feels like an uphill battle. And I'm just dreading it. I'm dreading it. And
except, let me push back. What life you've painted. Do you mind asking how old you are?
I'm 26.
Okay, 26. Yeah, you told me that. So I'm going to tell you something as an old man, mid-40s, okay?
Okay.
Your generation, and I'm responsible for your generation. I was an educator for 20 years in high school and universities, okay? I'm responsible. We told you guys that the path towards a great life was the avoidance of painful things. If you've always had body image issues, I have too, my whole life. And I can't hold a candle to what women go through. The path is not avoidance of watching your heart grow a new chamber as it wraps around this new life. And avoiding that because of some past challenges. The work is, I'm heading straight through that body image challenge. Your overbearing in-laws are going to be chaotic and overbearing. Why don't you have kids? Where's my grandkids? I can't believe you married her. Oh my gosh, she doesn't look right. It's not going to go away. It's going to amplify either way. So the work is not to avoid the in-laws. It's to go right through it. And that means you have to have hard conversations with your husband about, are you going to still be mommy's boy, or are you going to be my husband? And when it comes to career, dude, career is amazing. Career is amazing. And career has become a drug for the modern, Western world to avoid the hard, messy, gritty reality that is depth and life. What did you get your master's in?
Accounting.
So you're going to go
I just recently also passed the CPA exam.
Congratulations. So are you going to go work at a big firm, or are you going to go do boutique stuff?
A big firm, public firm.
Awesome. High respect for that. And the moment their executive team gets a whiff that they're going to miss a Q number, they're going to lay off 10% of you guys, and they will have that job filled at the beginning of the next quarter without you.
Yeah.
And so on the other side, my God, I can't do the math. The math doesn't work. And that leads me to believe that, kind of like this. I heard a famous attorney once say, you never use a gallon of milk to measure how far something is from something else. But a measurement in a gallon is right. It's a great measurement when you're measuring like milk or whatever. Or when it comes to like how much tequila Kelly drinks on a regular basis. Like you measure gallons, it's good, but you don't use a gallon to measure how far a football field is. Similarly, algorithms are good, math problems are good. That's not the measurement you use when you talk about creating life. And here's what I can tell you. The data tells me that yes, your marriage takes a dip. But it takes a dip if your metric is fun and your metric is quote unquote happy, which I think happy is cocaine and cotton candy. I don't think that's even a good metric. And it also takes a hit when couples are not intentional about understanding that our life is going to change and it's going to be different. Most couples have a kid and they keep saying this phrase, I just want it to get back to the way it was. Instead of recognizing, I can't believe we get to make what happens next. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can tell you, just personal. This is just me. I have one regret in my life, and that's that I didn't have more kids. That's it. I said some stupid things I wish I could take back. Actually, I regret a few of those. I've heard some people, but globally speaking, I wish I had more kids. And that's just me. It's not for everybody, but I just don't believe a person can fully understand their capacity to love something or someone until they are staring at a reflection of themselves in their hands. Until they're staring at a loved one, a kid, whether through adoption, whether through personal care. Like, it's just amazing. And it will cost you money and you'll lose sleep. You won't progress as fast in your career, and all those things are true. So let me ask you this. Why are you asking the question?
I mean, I also grew up in the church, and, you know, like, every girl's dream is to be a mom.
That's not
every
true.
Girl,
bad churches tell you that, but that's not true. And so it sounds to me like you're watching your friends suffer. You've been told this message by me and countless other professors and friends and family forever, and you're haunted by, I want to have a kid. It doesn't make any sense. It's almost like you're trying to make it make sense because that's what you want to do. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, it's the only thing I can hold on to is, like, you know, with being a Christian, you need to get married, you need to have kids, so then you can carry on Christianity through the earth. And that's what we're called to do. We're called to be fruitful and multiply and carry on, you know. And I come from a great family, and my husband's family's great.
Let me free you from this. God's a big boy. He can take care of himself. He's got things figured out. If you believe in God, you have to believe he's got things figured out.
Yeah.
And so the question is, who are you going to be when you walk into that accounting firm? If you're a person of faith, who are you going to be as a mom? Who are you going to be as someone who says, as for me and my house, we're not going to have kids? I think that's the theological answer that most people have to wrestle with.
I want, like, when I picture life, I picture when they're 16, when they're 20, yes. when they're adults, and you know, but I can't see. I mean, I see me doing awful things when they're, you know, a week old, screaming in the middle of the night. They've been fed, they've been changed, they've been everything, every need they have has been taken care of, but they won't stop crying in the middle of the night. And I'm, you know, sleep deprived and exhausted, and, you know, and I understand that, like, you're never going to be sleep deprived until, like, truly sleep deprived until you've cared for a baby. Like, so that part of their life, I can't, and it's the very first part, it's the very beginning, and it's years. So it's just hard mentally to, like, get past or be okay with.
Yeah. I get that. And you're not wrong.
I can accept when they're 16 and they're being a brat. Like, I can handle that. I know I can, and I can learn how to do it. But
my kid's getting close, and I thought I was all ready. And it's like, man. But here's the thing. The math isn't going to work out.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be trying to preempt scary times and hard times and frustrating times. in any job, in any relationship, in any endeavor is a fool's errand. Because you never know how extraordinary it's going to be on the other side. And our bodies are designed for, but what if it all goes wrong, right? That's how our bodies have survived all these gajillions of years. And with some intentionality. So as you're talking, I'm thinking, yeah, we're going to give that overbearing mother-in-law a role if she wants it. We're going to not include that overbearing mother-in-law, but I'm going to have 3 high school kids that come over and spend the night with me sometime so I can sleep. Like, I'm just thinking of one solution after another that kept my family's head screwed on straight.
Can we walk through some of those? Like, solutions. I guess I just don't know what they are. I guess.
Yeah. So
right?
So the first one is, no woman should be alone with a crying baby, and that's the way we've built our modern Western society. That a brilliant, competent, amazing woman comes home. She's pulled from her job. She's pulled from her social circles. She's pulled from her spouse, and she sits in a box with a screaming toddler for months, sometimes for years. That's insane. That's never happened in all of human history. For all of human history, there were kids and cousins and grandparents. There's actually some pretty remarkable conversations around, I say conversations in the literature about grandmothers. Like, what's the utility? Like, once they, if it's pure biology, right? Like, reproduce, and that's the species that, why would grandmothers hang around? What's the point of being alive post-menopause? Why did nature just end the life of a woman when she couldn't bear kids anymore? Well, come to find out, anthropologically, having wise older women who are there to participate in, whether it's wisdom, and in the modern world, whether it's like my mom, who's still a professor, whether it is hugging hurting kids, whether it is taking care of nurturing, whatever it is, there's roles to play for everybody. And so your adventure becomes, I know me when I'm sleep deprived. I know me when there's a screaming kid and I can't do anything about it. So instead of avoiding the whole thing, I'm going to head straight through it. Okay, what must be true then? Does your husband want kids?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not today, but yes.
Have you sat down with some older women that are a couple years ahead of you and just said, if you had to do it all over again, would you? And not people who are with 1 and 2 year olds, because they're still square in the middle of it.
Yes. And my mom, she worked. She was a nurse. She worked when we were little, and they say it's a terrible investment, but it's worth it. But I guess
as an accountant, that doesn't make any sense. I get it.
Yeah. And a lot of women at, the church we go to stay home, and they don't have careers. They, and because that's their dream. That is their career, being a mom. And that's what they love to do. But it's not been my dream. It's not my dream.
Okay. So here's your homework assignment. Okay. For your whole life, you've been listening to other people's shoulds, have tos, and you have been comparing yourself to people's bodies, to people's attitudes, to people's spirituality, to people's interpretation of what God wants them to do, to their dreams. You've been comparing yourself forever. What I want you to begin to practice is having the courage to co-create a new world with your husband where y'all decide. And if you're people of faith, informed by your faith, right? But y'all decide, what kind of world do y'all want to inhabit? And when y'all decide that, no decision is fixed. And so every decision is 6 months, is 3 months, is 1 year. And if you say, I want to keep working full time, great, keep working full time. And if 3 months in, you're like, this is the worst decision, I want to go home, then go home. And if you're like, this is the best thing for me, I love it. We have an amazing nanny. My mother stepped up and she's taken those old nursing skills. She's the best. Stay at home. It's amazing. Awesome. But here's the thing. Y'all get to decide. And nothing is fixed. Nothing is forever. Y'all get to change your mind all the time. Build something new, build something new, build something new. But I want you to begin to think, what do I actually want with my one reckless, wild, precious life?